Hello everyone, this is Dr. John Malkoff again. Today I was thinking about talking about the nervous system and why the nervous system gets me excited, how much I enjoy it in the way it stimulates the possibilities of treating so many things when you look at it in a functional manner. To just basically break it down to simplicity, basically the nervous system recognizes change. It recognizes change and gradient of change, and then tries to help communicate to the body ways to adapt to that change in a variety of manners, in like the most simplest of thought processes. Now, recognize gradient can be different in a lot of different ways depending on the stimulus. You know, whether pain is the stimulus, it can go from barely noticeable to being lack of feeling pain, which is like numbness, to lack of feeling, which could also be light touch, and deep pressure as well, but which are all sensory aspects of the nervous system. But it could also be to tickling, to that sensitivity to, severe pain, sharp pain, dull ache pain. The sensory system has pain, light touch, deep pressure, temperature, hot and cold, proprioception, which is the body's movement and ability to recognize where it is in space and how it moves, and the different planes of movement it has. It has vibration sense. It has making sure I get everything. There's form recognition, which is the body's ability to see and recognize letters, shapes, colors, figures, textures, differences in visual standpoint, but also it could be the shadow standpoint on the body, on the skin, on the, can you tell the difference between a pencil laying on your arm versus a scissors, in shape, can you tell the difference between the shadow of one object versus another, which basically really goes into some very important resetting and rehabbing when someone's had some trauma, whether it's a surgical trauma, whether it's a blunt force trauma. Sometimes the memory of the sensory system records that shape, that size of the object, whether it's a ledge on the ground, a stair, a bat, a scalpel, whatever. The body may hold on to the memory of that injury from that shape. So that form recognition is such a overlooked aspect, and also it also aids in the healing because we can then use some quantum things to represent shapes for healing and have the body help recognize what's supposed to be there, or what was part of the trauma, to get it to recognize and be aware. Because one of the other things for the nervous system is if your body can't see something and recognize it, then it can't heal it. So that goes in whether that's the chemical, whether that is emotional, whether that is physical, visceral. I even believe in sometimes, or definitely, spiritual and energetic. So there's a lot of different frequencies that we need to be aware of. There's a lot of different things that we can't see, but our body still takes that information in, and so important in the healing process. This is why, the nervous system and the sensory system is so fascinating. I believe there's even some untapped, in my opinion, untapped aspects of the sensory and nervous system. The extrasensory, whatever, also allows for some of the remote healing and the energetic healing from a distance that I do on a quantum level, on an energetic level, because everything connects and your body still can take in that information to see different gradient changes, to bring more awareness into the system and to be able to identify. Your body needs to identify gradients in temperature as well as the speed of adaptation, meaning if you feel something warm, that's okay, but if it's really hot, you have to pull away and pull away quick, or you damage aspects of your body. If same thing with something cold, same thing with vibration, same things with scar tissue of the lack of ability to respond to gradient because it's lost a lot of its pain reception, vibration reception, temperature reception, depending on the form of the injury. But as long as the tissue isn't fully dead, we can retrain it. We can bring that information back. As well as with the nervous system, your body adapts. So if there's an injury, your body's going to try to protect it. And even if it's not a recognized injury by your conscious mind, if your subconscious and your nervous system in the background, in the unconscious, recognizes an injury, it's going to try to protect. So sometimes the tense or stiff or tight muscle doesn't need to be stretched. It needs the nervous system to recognize what's not working right, what is working right, get it balanced so it can bring normal tone to the whole system. Sometimes a weak muscle isn't weak, it's just not all the muscles in the whole system are working functionally, and some may be inhibited. Inhibited means you're not getting that communication to that muscle for some reason. It could be an emotional reason, it could be organ reason, it could be just unknown trauma reason, a lot of different reasons. So you can have an overprotection in the perceived injury or trauma spot, which creates inhibition in other aspects, and until it's balanced and until it's explored to be balanced, it stays that way no matter how hard you work it out, no matter how hard you stretch something, no matter how much. It can work temporarily, but that's why it keeps coming back. So this is just a glimpse into the nervous system and how it can be applied, as well as how it can be applied emotionally, because your sensory system combined with your cellular memory takes snapshots of different traumas. So do they affect how you act and react in certain situations emotionally and through your actions? 100%. Do they affect how you may be triggered more easily? 100%. Do they affect how you might jerk your body in certain directions in response to certain things? 100%. Can they affect allergies? 100%. There's so many different aspects of this, and that's also why there's so many ways to heal the body that aren't always explored. So if you have questions, if you have comments, please leave them below. If you have questions about scheduling, whether in person or remote, leave me a comment, direct message me, send me a message on my website about scheduling or questions about scheduling. And hope everybody has an amazing day today, and see you next time.